informative for me, and I have to end the class a bit early, maybe in half an hour. So today I am going to cover that thing. Maybe today's class will go for more than 1 hour. 1 hour anyways it generally goes, and 1 hour 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 25 minutes or maybe 1.5 hours also it should go, because I have to cover today's topic also, and yesterday topic was also not completed, that also I have to cover. And that issue I finally figured it out with the support through which I work, through the support for my thing. Like I use something known as the REST stream, through which I stream on all the major platforms, including YouTube, LinkedIn, and all those places. Okay, so I figured it out with them, and they told to use Chrome. Just the solution was there to use Chrome, and I'm using the Chrome. And those who are new to this, I'm giving a participation certificate, and daily I take attendance, and you have to fill that attendance sheet. So 2 days are done, and attendance sheets were filled by around 8 people. So again, those 8 people are going to get a very good participation certificate for JavaScript beginners to advanced. They will get the participation certificate if they participate daily, and on the top of it they will get a shout out from me and to the 18,000 people who are there on my LinkedIn network, which includes all the top people from startups, HRs, students, working professional, all those things. So you will get a really good visibility if you get a shout out from me, that is for sure. So do complete this, or do attend all those things, do fill all this attendance form, and the attendance form will be given at the end. So hello all, attendance form will be given at the end. And let me show that. Okay, so let me show that. Okay, it is not been shown. Attendance form will be given at the end. Okay, hope it is been shown today. Okay, so that will be, and then so let me share my screen, and today I won't face any issue. And so you're able to see this, and see I'm able to minimize it and show this thing. So everything is working fine again, and there will be no other issue, because I have to use Chrome from now onwards, as my providers have told me that I have to use Chrome. Okay, so this is there, which a bit of things which we have done yesterday. Let me go through it quickly again, because we have learned how to grab a single element with document.getElement by id, document.query selector, in which I can directly give, and multiple element through either query selector or a get element by class name or tag name. And the problem with this was that we were getting HTML collection, and here we are getting something known as node items, and it has got that for each, and it doesn't have for each. So this is the thing which we have done yesterday. Okay, so that is there. Now let's get ahead and complete it. Okay, hope all other people also join soon. So I'm not seeing much people. Anyways, you can see always the live on my channel. On the channel, it will always be there. So let's get started. And I put this. So do attend it completely, and the attendance form. Fill the attendance form. It is very important. Okay, so let's just get started and complete this. So let me we'll learn about DOM manipulation. Okay, so first let me again comment all of this thing out. I'm commenting all of these things out. Okay, commenting, and I will learn about DOM manipulation I learn. And here const ul equal to document dot query selector. I'm going to say query selector, and dot items I am going to do. So dot items means this. Actually, I'm selecting this UL. I'm selecting dot items. I'm selecting, and as you can see, it is been shown. This dot items contains all of these things. Okay, so I can do one more thing. I can also remove all of them, like UL dot remove. I can remove it like this. Save it. All this are removed. So that's why DOM is very powerful. Let's see, I have just removed all of these things. Okay, so that is like this. And one sec, today a lot of people are not there. It's okay. Yesterday I faced some issue, but that was a technical glitch that happens all the time. Okay, so let's get over it. And now we'll learn how to target these elements. All these elements, we are going to target these elements and add something to it. Okay, so let's target those elements and learn how to target those elements. Okay, so there are many ways to target those elements. So first, let me comment this out so that we can get all of these things again. So all of this thing we are getting again. So now we are going to target this item 1, item 2, and item 3 and change. So we're going to learn how to do that. So for that, I will come here and ul dot first element child. So what is my criteria? So I want to change this item 1. So item 1, item 2, item 3, and use anything which I need. You change it and add anything from my side. So ul dot first element child dot there is something known as text content. So text content equal to, I will do maybe the thing which we are learning, HTML. We're learning the JavaScript. So HTML is JavaScript, I'll change. Okay, so first element child, it means that ul, see, from this dot items I'm selecting this ul. So the first element child is this one, item 1, and that the text content means whatever is inside it, that I'm changing to HTML. So I'll save it and I'll go back. See, this is changed to HTML. Similarly, there are other methods also, like ul dot children of 1 I'll do. So 1 dot inner text and CSS. So 1, again, the childrens are there. So it starts with a 0 index, 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, query selector again select it like this. So children 1, it will select the second one. Second one means the item 2 it will select, and I made it CSS. So inner text is like text content. It also I can change in the text. So they're interchangeable, inner text and text content. Okay, so that is there, and this is changed to CSS. Now I'll change the third one. Third one I will change to JavaScript, of course. ul dot, like first child element, we have a last child element also, last element child also, and dot inner HTML I will change, not the inner text, inner HTML I will change, and JavaScript I'll do. So I'm changing the inner HTML. It is different than the inner text. See, here I'm passing the HTML, not H1, maybe H3 I'll pass. So I'm passing some HTML here. So HTML tag I can pass it here. So this is very powerful actually in HTML. I'll do this. If you go back, H3 bold, because H3 is showing as a bold. So it has been shown. So this is known as the in HTML. Hope everybody is able to see. Actually, I'm seeing it on YouTube also, and everything is fine today. Okay. So that is like this. Now see the DOM manipulation. We can do every type of DOM manipulation with JavaScript. So this is the power of JavaScript. So now we are going to learn about event listener. Event listener. Event listener we're going to learn. So for this, const button equal to document dot query selector button. So what is this button? This button I am selecting. This has got a class of button, so I am selecting this button. So this is generally, whatever it is like that, it is generally beneficial to use the same thing. Like here also we use the ul because it was the ul. So button, I have selected the button. Now I want to have an event listener. So this is one of very important thing of JavaScript, to add event listener. So btn dot add event listener I'll do, and then I'll do a click. So this is how it has been used. So I will use a click event listener, btn dot add event listener. So it sort of, it will add a event listener which will listen always for a click. So it is like that, that is always be there. The moment I click, something will happen. So moment I click, then what will happen? Then I will run this thing. Okay, then I will run an anonymous function like with e and all like this, and I will do a e dot prevent default. Why I will do a e dot prevent default? Because this button is actually a type submit button which is inside a form. So let me show one thing. If I remove this e dot prevent default and this e, I'm console logging this e also. I'll show that also. So inspect console log. I'll see this e. So let me submit. So I've added an event listener on the submit button. So the moment I submit it, this function will run. This is an anonymous function. This function will run. It is click I have to write. That's the keyword. So this e will run, and I will console logging this, and I have omitted this, commented out this e dot prevent. Why I have commented out this? This is a very important step which is required. So suppose I click on it. See quickly. Okay, what is this? Okay, wait a sec. Actually, I have to start it from here. Open with live server. I don't know where it has opened. Okay, so I have too many screens are open for me, so it opened in some screen. Okay, don't run a mobile view. Okay, so it is showing like this. Let me inspect now console and let me click it. See, it is refreshing it. Okay, it is refreshing. See it quickly. It is refreshing. I'm not even getting the console or something. It is refreshing it. So this is not a good way. Okay, this is not a good way, okay, to refresh the thing. But this is how the form works. Whenever something is inside the form, some input button, it will refresh it. So we have something known as e.prevent default. So I'll do this e.prevent default, save it, and if I come here and now if I submit it, I'll get the e. It didn't refresh it, it didn't run. So it is very much required, e.prevent default. Now the click handler, it's showing that I have all this access, all these things, okay, and we are going to access some of those things. Okay, so that is there. We're going to learn more about it later on, but right now what I want to do, the moment I click on this, so this, let this be remaining here. Okay, and let me remove this, and I want that save it. So this is like this HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I want to change it at that time. So what I want to do, so if I come back here, I can remove item 1, item 2, item 3 is there. The moment I submit it, see, it has been changed. So the moment I submit it, this is run and this has been changed. This is, although this is temporary, and I can do it again. This is what is there. So I've done it like this and it is working fine. So this is there. Okay, so now we look into a sort of a real kind of a problem, means real kind of a thing. So this, we have a nice form, we have really nice form. Let us submit that form, name and email, let us submit that form. So just like a real form, we will submit it. And how to do that, how to get the values, what the user type the values, how to get those values, we don't know. So we'll learn about that next. Okay, so the thing is that I have to again comment all of these things out, because we are going to add again an event listener. So we are going to do, so sort of this is the main logic, main crux of the problem. So const my form equal to document dot query selector my form. So what is this thing which I am selecting? My form. This ID I am selecting my form. Okay, so that is there. Then const name input equal to document dot query selector name. I'm doing this name, ID name, I'm choosing this. Then const email input equal to document dot query selector hash email. I'm choosing this email. Now this email also I'm choosing. Then const message equal to document dot query selector dot msg. Why dot msg? Because there is a class of msg. So this empty div of class msg is there. This we are going to say, this is very important. This msg is, we are going to do something with this. Okay, so that is there. And we have another empty div. Okay, let me do one more thing. Actually we don't need this anymore, so we will comment this out again. It was commented out earlier also. So this id, this is also something which we need to choose, because we needed this thing. So I'll come back here, and then once user list is document.query selector hash users. So user list also I've done. So now I will listen for the form submit. Okay, so when we have a form and when we have an input type button of type submit, so we can listen on the submit also, not like the click, we can listen on the submit also. So we'll listen on the submit. Okay, so for that we have to select this my form, this my form I have to do, my form dot add event listener I'll do, and I'll do a submit and on submit. So I will wait for the submit. On submit is something like a function which we have to create. See, here we have given the function here itself. Here also I could have given it here itself, but I can create it outside also. So we're going to create it outside because we should know both the ways. Okay, so that is there. And then function on submit e, again we have to do e dot event default. Again we have to do this. Then let me do one thing. Name input dot value. Let me show what is their name input dot value. So that is there. Let me come back here, inspect it, console it. So let me enter awesome and let me submit it. See, I'm getting this awesome. So this is how we can get the value, name input dot value, email input dot value, all those things we can do. So that is there. So we can get it like this. So we remove it. And there's one more important thing. There is a dot error file, error cases. There is this, we are going to add this dot error. It will give us nice error because we are going to do a minimum validation also. So what validations we are going to do? So first thing is that I don't want the user to just submit an empty form. Suppose what is an empty form? So we are going to learn about a bit of validations also. Okay, so I don't want someone to come here and able to click here and submit. So empty string it is given. Okay, I don't want someone to do that. Okay, so I want someone to be able to submit, someone to when they submit this empty thing, they will get a error message. So I want to do that. So for that, what I need to do? So for that, if name input dot value or email input, if so it is giving me, it is okay. So name input dot value and email input dot value is like this, is empty string. It's empty string. So this submit function only runs when someone submit the form, click on the button. So what I'm doing, going to do this message, this msg is there, msg dot class list dot add. Class list is the thing, by the I can add error thing in here. So in that, MSG is nothing but this div with ID or class of message. Here I am adding a new class. This is how we add a new class, and I am also changing the inner HTML. Means this is now empty div, but I will add something here through the JavaScript. So this is how it is work. So let me save it, and then if I come back here and suppose if I submit it, so this, please enter all the fields. This thing has been done. So now there is a not a bug, but a thing that it is still there, and till I refresh it, it will be there. This is not a good user experience. I want it to be removed after maybe 2 seconds or 3 seconds. So for that, what I can do, okay, I want to show one more thing. If I submit it, see this enter field is there. If I inspect it, you'll see that MSG, this div ID of my message is there, which has this error class, and this has been added to it. If I refresh it and see, this message is again empty, nothing is there. Okay, so now I want not to show it, look, after 3 seconds maybe. So set timeout, message dot remove, that remove thing which we have done earlier. So whole thing I am removing after maybe 3 seconds. So let me come back here and see it, closely watch this also and closely watch this also. Please enter all the field, and after 3 seconds that entire div is also gone. So this is how it can work. Okay, so this is how it is there. And if I do like something like completely, and if I do submit it, it will not give me error. Okay, so it will not give me error. But one more thing is that it is not giving me error. It's okay. So the thing is that now I will write the else part. The else part, if this is not the case, then the else part is the or is there. So if any one of them is empty, it will give this. Okay, so now I'll write the else part. Else part I will write here. I can do a lot of things like we can also create HTML, create the HTML from the JavaScript. So JavaScript is so powerful. So const ally. So actually what we are going to do, see this empty UL is there, we are going to create ally inside it. So we are going to create ally inside it. Okay, so that is a very cool thing. Ally document dot create element ally. So create element ally I am going to do, document dot create element ally I am doing. Then okay, so then after that I am going to do what? I'm going to do this thing. I am going to append it, li, and I want to add something inside that li. So what I'm going to add? Okay, so li dot append child I will do, and inside this I will have the document dot create text node, because inside the li I have to have some text. So this is how we added text inside it. Li dot append child document dot create text node, name input dot value and email input dot value I am going to add it. And then after that this this user list dot append child li I have done append child li. So user list is this ul, and in this ul I have added the li. So you'll soon see what I'm saying. So if I come here and like this, let me add it. See, it is getting added here. And if I come here and see this ul, I will come here. Inside this ul only, this li is been added like this. Okay, this li has been added. Text node has been created like this. Okay, so this is there, but this is very bad user experience, because if even after I submit, this is there. I want it to go away. So for that, it is very easy, and do a name input dot value equal to this, and email input dot value equal to an empty string. Okay, I'll do this, and I'll come here, refresh it. Yeah, it is not going. Okay, maybe it will not go right now. Okay, so submit it. It is gone. Again, I will do like this. Okay, and submit it. It is been added here, and it is gone. And if I see here, there are two allies. So with this we complete our dom basics. Okay, dom basics is also done. That is good. Miss, this was I could have, I was going to complete it yesterday only, but you all know we have got some issues. Okay, so this dom basic is done. Okay, so the next thing, which was actually today's topic, it is like async javascript. So today we are going to do async javascript, and tomorrow es6. Okay, tomorrow es6 is there, and day after tomorrow, if es6 don't go for one more day, then day after tomorrow it is I will do some project, and if it goes for 2 days or something like that, the project I will point to my site, means to my YouTube channel, what you can do to learn more about JavaScript. Okay, so that is done. Now we are going to learn about async JavaScript. So why async is required and all. Okay, so let me do comment this out, and we are going to again do it through JSBin. Okay, which we have learned earlier also. So JSBin I want to do. Okay, and why it is so small? No, so we are going to have JavaScript and output, and we are going to have it quite big, not like this. 150 is quite good. Okay, 150 is quite good. So why async is required? Async JavaScript is required. So async JavaScript is required because what happens when we do a API call? See, JavaScript is a single threaded language. Single threaded language you should understand, and single threaded language and the asynchronous part of JavaScript, but it is asynchronous also. But asynchronous part of JavaScript comes with the browser. And what happens? There is something known as event loop, which you all should learn about it. If you search for event loop, there is a very good video out there which you should learn, and you will learn how the asynchronous programming is done, how the event loop works, and how JavaScript become asynchronous. Although it's a single threaded language, and even then also it is used in the backend Node.js, where those single threaded can cause a lot of problems, because it doesn't stop the program from running. There was a language used in the backend known as PHP, which used to block the code, but JavaScript doesn't block the code. Even it's a single threaded language, it doesn't blocks the code and all, and it will do something. So why it will block a code? See, when you do an API call, which we are going to learn a bit in React.js next week, we are going to do React.js. Yeah, we are going to do React.js, and maybe some projects also here. Also, we are going to do some API projects. Maybe on day 5th, I am going to do some API projects. So when we do some API call, it generally it is somewhere in the internet, and the JSON place on learn. It takes around 1 or 2 seconds. Even on the fastest internet, it takes around 1 second, and that 1 second the program cannot wait, or else it will become very slow. Like the PHP used to wait, JavaScript doesn't wait. It goes, it does that API call and goes through the next line, and when that API call is done, it comes back. So sort of this is how the JavaScript works, and this is something which it works very fast. That's why Node.js is very fast. And the next part of the thing, this async JavaScript, which I'm going to tell now, most of this will be used in the backend thing. Means when if you're going to learn after React.js, I will definitely tell first master React.js, then go for Node.js. Your job perspective increases a lot, because the startups like full stack developers who knows one stack, MongoDB expects React and Node.js. Okay, so that is the thing which will be there for the next 3, 4, 5 years, and maybe 10 years also. Okay, so that is there. But the end part is the backend part is somewhat changing. There is something known as Web 3.0. Maybe some video I will do on Web 3.0 later on, and then we'll see. Okay, the front end part will always be there. Okay, the back end part might change. Okay, so that is there. So let us do the async part. Enough of talking. Let us do again with our your some example, because that is how we should learn. Okay, so this asynchronous programming, earlier we used to do with callbacks, but why we require those callbacks? So let us learn that. Okay, so async JS, because actually the main thing is that only the callbacks. After that, what is there, they're all means added to the language. And I have opened JavaScript and output. So output is like that. Suppose I write HTML CSS, what will be the output? So the output is like that, and I have not opened the console. That is one thing you should keep in mind. So async JavaScript, we're going to learn first about callbacks. But why callbacks are required, let us learn about that. So I have a const post equal to like this, and it's an array of object, which is the most preferred way in on the internet. Title is JS basics, and summary is this. Okay, everything should be same. So this is single quotes. Why I'm taking this double quotes here? Okay, this post contains the basics of JS, and the next one will be DOM basics. This post contains the basics of DOM. Document, just array of objects. This is the most preferred way on the internet to send something, and we are going to mimic something like an API. Means API call means if I do some API call, it will take 1 or 2. So we're going to mimic something like that. Okay, so like this, I'll do a function get post like this, and then there is a function in JavaScript known as set timeout. Set time out is there, and then so set timeout is something which runs after some time. Okay, this function, if I wrap everything like this, and I will do something like this, and I will make it as 1000. It will run after 1 second. Okay, it will run after 1 second. So what I'm going to do, let output equal to an empty string. I'm going to make, and then post. So this post array. So this for each. So this for each, we are going to learn more about the for each on the ES6 class. Okay, for each I'm going to do, and post I'm going to do, and then output plus equal to output plus equal to, and I'll do the template stringing, which is used to the new way to use strings is a template string. And here I will use maybe a h4 and h4. I don't want it to auto run. And a variable will come out like this: post dot title and p dollar post dot summary and p. So this I will do. So I am creating an HTML just like we have seen earlier. Also, I am doing a for each. Output will initially be empty string, and then I will keep on adding these things. This thing like h4 will have this JS basic, and p tag will have this summary. Then it will add again and again. So it has got two things, so it will add like this. Output will become a giant string like h4 p, then again h4 again p. It would be like that. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, document dot body. So the body, I'm targeting the whole body, and the body I will just do a inner html equal to inner HTML. We have just seen what does the inner HTML can do. Output, so I can pass a HTML to it. The main thing is that the output I will do. So like this I'm do. So first let us run this thing, get posts like this, and run like this, run with JS. After 1 second this will come, and I want to show one more thing. Console.log of, let me show one thing what is there in the output. I want to show this thing also, this output. Okay, console is there. It is okay. See, this is what I want to show. See, a big string has been formed, h4p h4p. So it is like this. Okay, so it is like this. I wanted to show. Let me remove it. I don't want it. So this is like this. So this is normal. This is working like normal. No issues here. It is working like normal. So suppose what I am having. I am having another function. Function create post is post. So here I will pass something to this. Okay, post I'm going to pass, and then I will have set time out again, and this like this, and this will run after 2 seconds, and then post dot push post, and you might have guessed we are going to send this post here when we are going to call it. Okay, so the first thing which I'm going to do is the create post, and let me pass something here, dom basic, and let me pass sync basic and sing sync. Okay, so let me run it. One thing to keep in mind, this is running after 1 second, this is running after 2 seconds. Okay, so run with JS, 1 second, 2 second. This never came. This never came. Although I am post dot pushing, I'm pushing to it. I'm pushing to this post, but this never came. This never came because the thing is that the get post was run, and it already, what it happened, it already painted the DOM. It is known as painting the DOM. It is already ran, and it already put and the DOM. But after, and because it ran after 1 second, after 2 seconds the post was pushed, but that was already done. So how can it be shown? So this was not shown. So how to do this means, this is sometimes happens, and when we do API call, the next part we will update it, but it doesn't go. So how we will solve this issue? So we solve this issue with something known as a callback, and this is a very old technique in JavaScript, and we've updated this technique, but behind the hood this callback only runs. So how we will solve this issue? So we will solve this issue by like post like call back is there, and then post dot push is there, and then so this callback I will say here, the function I'm updating, the callback I'm updating here, and callback is actually a function, so I will have to call it like callback and a function. I'll do like this. But now what I'm doing, I'm not going to call the get post like this. Okay, I'm not going to call the get post like this. I'm going to call it as a, so see, now it has got a second parameter as a post and a callback, which is actually a function. So this function is there. So get, I don't have to call it here, I just have to pass the reference here. See, I'm not doing it like this. Okay, I'm not doing it like this. Okay, get post I will do like this, and it will come here. Then post dot push will be done. post, okay, and post that push, this will run after 2 seconds, sort of it is to wait. So then only this get posts will run, which is this. So now what will happen if I run it with JS, wait for 2 seconds, and it will show the async basic also. So this is all about callbacks. Callbacks, very important concept. Now similar to this, we have promises also. Promises you must have heard a lot, and callback is also there. So there is something known as callback, have some issues known as callback hell. You can learn more about it, but promises are a better way to do the same thing, and internally it is working like this only. So I'll do js bin, and just I'm going to do again, and JavaScript and output only I require, and I'll copy paste the same thing because we are going to just change the way it is working. Actually all these things will be almost same, okay, but a lot of things will be different. Okay, so showing like this, okay, don't want it auto run. It is we're learning what promises, we're learning what promises. So get post is there, it will be done like this, but promises works in a different way. So get post, it is there, so we are not going to pass it like this. Okay, get post, right? So like we're not going to pass it like this, get post. So promises are something which always return something, which always are resolved or rejected, just like the promises in real life. It is either I do some promise, I will either fulfill it, means resolve it, or I will not fulfill it, means reject it. After some time I make a promise. So the promises are like promises in real life. So how I am going to do, okay, how I am going to do, so I'm going to do a promises are done, and this promise code is generally implemented on the your backend side. On your backend side means node.js code, you use a lot of promises. React.js code, we use the promises through some methods, means through some method we call the promises and all. Okay, so return is there, return new promise, so we have to call it like this, return new promise, and then resolve reject is there. So it either resolve or reject, as I've told. So like this, and now I have to wrap this all, okay, wrap this all here. So I have wrapped this all here. So again this callback thing will not be there. Okay, so it will be like this. Okay, so again the thing is that, as I've told, the promises are either resolve or reject. So I have to let us pass both of them. So here I don't have any, means mostly the use cases is like that, it will either resolve or reject. Some use case will be there. So here we don't have any use case, so we'll make it to resolve or reject. So what I will do, const, just a temporary thing, const num equal to 5 I'll do, 5 I'll do, and num is greater than 4, which is true right now, which is true. So it will send a resolve, or it will send a reject. And in reject I will pass something, error, something wrong happened, something wrong happened I will send. Okay, so that is there. Now this is there, and then dot then. So when it is resolved, so the main thing about promise is that when something is resolved, then the dot then will be executed. Dot then get posts, and dot catch if it is not resolved, if the reject has been sent. So promise either will send a resolve, in our case it will send a resolve because I am fulfilling this thing, num is greater than 4. It will send a resolve, and then the get post will be run. So it works like that only. So first this create post will done, then it will go here. In the create post it will go, and it will create the post and all this, and post that push, and then resolve will run. In the resolve I'm putting the get post, and in the catch part, if the reject is done, I will can run this error. It's like document dot body dot inner HTML equal to, I'll do dollar error, I'll do, and then I'll do this, and then let me bring it here, and then if I run it, see, it will behave like this only. So as I've told, first this thing will run, then it will come here, and the resolve will be run, and then when the resolve is done, then the get post will run. So we are getting all those things. Okay. So this error part is run if something is wrong. So we can make it like 4. 4 is not greater than 4, so reject will run. Okay. So if I run it, after 2 seconds it will wake and either something wrong happened because this catch part has been run. Okay, so this is how the promises work. So we have a modern way for the promises also, means even promises itself are very modern. They came in 2015, around 2015 they came into picture, and you will see a lot of code when you will use a promise, this then catch block you will use, or there is something another other known as the async await. You will see that, and you can use both of them interchangeably. Both of them are quite new, but async await is more modern. It is around 2017-18 it was released, so it is more modern, but you can use both of them and you'll see case for both of them. So async await is also like this. Internally it uses promise only. It is also called as syntactic sugar. Okay, well, and one more thing, I will give the attendance today because I think I will end. I was thinking it will take a lot of time, but I think I will end in the next 10-15 minutes. So I will also part. Please mark your attendance for today here. So hope you're all able to get it. Please mark the attendance. I am seeing on my rest stream that it is only going into my Twitch and the YouTube. So if some of you are watching it from the LinkedIn, please start coming to my YouTube channel and watch it live there. Means maybe I'll post a link in the comment from tomorrow on my LinkedIn, because I know a lot of people watch on my LinkedIn also. This goes live on LinkedIn. I don't keep track of Facebook, but if you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, please do come to my channel. You will find about my channel from anywhere. It is there in LinkedIn. You will find it anywhere. LinkedIn, in my profile also you can find my channel, because I have not put it there right in here. So you come there, and the some comments which I'm passing, I'm seeing that it is only going to the YouTube and Twitch also. It is live, so both of them it is going, and do please your form. So if you, even if you are watching it on LinkedIn, it is more than good. So but you fill this attendance form, come to the YouTube and fill it. Okay, so next thing which we are going to learn about, so this is something which I'm teaching you. It nobody can teach it. This is something which I teach to the people who takes my paid course. Okay, so this is something like this. So this is something very good, and which I'm teaching to my corporate clients, which I teach, but I'm teaching. Okay, why it is coming like this? Okay, no problem. So I will open a new thing. Okay, something old was coming. Okay, although I'm not able to solve most of your doubt because this is a very short class, but this is something which I teach to my corporate clients, which I teach to my in my courses. Okay, so do please pay attention and go through this again and again. If you're not understanding this, or you can always ask me something. If I get a time, if I get some time, I will try to help. Okay, so the next thing is that is which we are going to learn is async await. Okay, async await we are going to learn. It is like, I could do it here only because it is known as async await. It is known as async await. Okay, async await. So all these things is like the same only. That's why I didn't give this thing. So this reject and all these things will be same. Let me do a resolve here. Okay, but here what happens? I will mark a function. So clearly see this too. So there is a title and all is there, and then catch block is there, but it works in a different way. Here we have to create a function in it. Any function we can do. In it is not a keyword, and then the same thing. Like to write it again, I'll have this thing create posts. Okay, have it inside it, but the main thing is that I will have a await keyword in front of it, await, and the function itself I have to make it as async. So That's why the function is required. The function can only be make async. So function I made async. There's await inside in front of this API call or whatever the async function we have to do. So this which it takes some. I put the await, and after that I will do the get post. I will do after that. So it is like this, and init I will do like this. I'll do the init, and now I will run with JS, and it is coming. It is coming like after 2 seconds. It is coming. So this is how it works, how the async await works. So this is this much only. Okay, so one more thing I want to tell is that see this part of the code till this what I have done, this is most of the time it is a node.js code, and I always tell all the people to first master react.js. So react.js we have some built-in library, react.js or javascript, so they're both same. We have some built-in libraries like fetch is there, and in react.js we can use access also. So fetch is inbuilt in the browser. This is a very good thing. So with fetch only we are going to use this. We are going to hit some API endpoints. So what are the API endpoints? There are many API endpoints. So you don't even have to learn a backend or something. There are very good API endpoints. So initially the practice you should do like that only. Those API endpoints are like are there. There is a very good site known as JSON placeholder, which you will see a lot of people use. I also use a lot in my example. So this is like a not a fake, but they have created some very good API endpoints, and I know they have created in React only. So they have like this post API endpoint, user API endpoint. So we'll use users API endpoints. If I go to this users API endpoint, so it gives us this like this raw data array of object it gives us, and we can loop through it. But this is an API endpoint. This is not you're just like any site. It when you so this is how the data moves in internet. In Node.js, Java, in Node.js or Java or .NET or Golang, all those languages, backend languages are there, in which you will create an API endpoints like this, and which will return something. And from the front end, you're going to hit that API endpoint and get the data. This is how the whole of internet works. Whole of internet works in this system only. So the backend engineers make this API endpoints, and they take help of database also. This all data is stored in database, but there is a API endpoint. So that is like a mid layer. So I am telling something more. So that is like a mid layer, and the front end engineers only work is to hit that API endpoint and get the data. But there is more demand on front end engineer because backend is a very old techniques. Java is all saturated because of that only. So that's why it is always it is the age of front end engineers. Okay. Backend is also very much important, but the backend mostly a front end engineer can know backend, like he can learn, he or she can learn Node.js. Okay, so we are going to hit this API endpoint. So I will do JSBin again, and again I am going to do just JavaScript and output, and we are going to use the fetch API. I'm not going to run it with JavaScript right now, and we're going to get this data. So again, I have to make a function. So let me do async function fetch users, and then const. So this fetch use API is inbuilt in the browser, and it has been added in 2015. Okay, const res equal to await fetch. So I have this fetch API I have to use like this, and since it does an API call, I have to use this await. I will come here. See, most of the time from you are going to use code like this only. Code like this is something very advanced, and I recommend you to do this type of code once you do the Node.js part. Okay, Node.js after React you should always do Node.js. The fetch I will do, and then I will do this API endpoint. I am done. Okay, API endpoint and then there is something like this fetch data. It doesn't get the data directly. So const data equal to await res.json I will do. So this additional step you have to do. Okay, and then I will do the same thing like this, what we have done it out it earlier. Let output I am going to do, then this data will return, and this data will return as this array. This array will be returned from this data. So I'll do the data dot for each again, data dot for each again, and the same thing we are going to do it here, like post or something. Post is a bad name actually. So let me change it anyways. Okay, so like this, we are going to do post is a bad name as I'm told. So let me do it an item. So what I am to do, I have to do item, and this is also item, but there is nothing like title or something. What we are going to do, anything we can choose. I can choose the name and the email. I can do name and the email and do I think in the same song and dance. So document dot body, like this I'll do, and then I have to run this function, which I can do it like fetch users, like this I'll do, and then run with chase, and okay, so I have some error here. Okay, and the error is like this. There is no function with like this. I'll run with chase, and I'm getting it all the user. Let me run all from the internet. So this is how even the projects which we are going to do on day 5, maybe some projects we are going to hit some API endpoint and get this data. So this is a very advanced kind of a code, but only this much. See, you can think like this much code runs all of the internet. Only this much code runs all of the internet, and this code you will get repeated every time. So you have to get the data, and then you just change it the way it is represented. Even Amazon and all this have an API endpoint created by their backend engineer. Their front end engineer only go to the API endpoint and show it in a different kind of an output. So this is how the internet also works. So with this, I have come to an end to today's class. Hope you liked it, and you all have filled your attendance form. So I will see you all tomorrow, and please, tomorrow we are going to cover a very important topic known as ES6, and I know a lot of people wanted to learn this JavaScript, and as you all know, next week is React.js week, so please do attend that also completely and get that participation form. Actually, if you all get this, a lot of people got this CSS participation form, beginners to advanced, around 8 people. I want again some 8-9 people to get that thing. So if you're not filled that form, please do fill that form. I'd be very happy to give it to the same people. I think it is the same people who are attending it again. Okay, so I will really happy that you all get that again. Okay, so I've got only 4 responses till now. So I can see there were 8 people in the chat. So please, all of you also fill it. Okay, so you all can get that nice participation form for my company. Okay, so we'll end this stream today here, and tomorrow we are going to do ES6. Thank you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.